Hello, everyone. Welcome to Midwest Coaster Fans. We're doing our first Coaster Wars broadcast. I'm taking the side of Maverick at Cedar Point, and my fellow team members are taking the side of Steel Vengeance. I'll give them a second to introduce themselves. Zach is a new member of our team. He's been on a couple of live videos, and we have Annika finally joining us on a live video as well. So welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. So I'm taking. Oh, Dustin just joined in. We're gonna have to bring him in here. Hold on, give me a second here. Dustin's doing audio only, so Dustin, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, what side are you taking?
I'm leaning towards
Maverick or Steel Vengeance?
I'm leaning towards Steel Vengeance, but it's a very close call between the two.
Okay.
You feel a little ganged up on Chris.
Oh, I'm fine. So, how this is going to work is that each of us is going to state why we chose the coaster that we chose, and then we're going to go ahead and argue and compare different points. Each coaster has something good. It's kind of a close call. Obviously, they're better than, what would you say? Better than Millennium Force and Magnum XL and Raptor over there. So
Magnum though is good, so be quiet about that.
yeah, if you like getting your neck pulled. I'll let him start his choice, and then we'll just go around. Zach, Annika, Justin, then I'll go last. Go ahead, Zach. Why is Steel Vengeance your favorite, and tell us why.
First off, on C. Second of all, it has the most airtime. 3, it has more inversions. 4, it's longer. 5, better airtime.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. And then, all right, Annika, go ahead.
I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with airtime and length. And the inversions are just incredible. I don't know. And overall, I think it's just a better coaster. I think Maverick is good, but I think that Steel Vengeance is better.
Okay. Are you ready, Dustin? Did you figure out your points yet, or do you need another minute?
I'll go ahead. I like the intensity of Steel Vengeance, the length, like they said. But like I said before, it's a very close call. It might even switch back and forth between Maverick and Steel Vengeance. The reason I say that is on Maverick, I'm the one I love to be launched. So you get the best of both worlds on Maverick. You get the inversions, and you get to be launched. So it's really a tough call. But I think I lean towards Steel Vengeance just because it's more of it seems to me it's a more intense ride for me.
Okay, I'll agree on most of you guys' points in Steel Vengeance, but I'll tell you why I chose Maverick. First of all, Maverick starts off as an LSM launch, so you don't have to wait a million years to go up a lift hill. They load them a lot. Stop it. They load the trains a lot faster, so nonstop. You have loading processes going through. Unfortunately, with Intamin, it's kind of a maintenance nightmare sometimes. It whips you from left to right, and then you have the two barrel rolls at the start of the ride, and then you have the sustained launch or the stop, and then the 0 to 70 mile an hour launch out of the tunnel into more airtime around a huge fountain that has special effects when it's working. And then you have a good finale up into the station. It's not as long as Steel Vengeance, but if you count a lift hill, I guess Steel Vengeance has it beat because of the lift hill being so tall. However, Maverick was built way before Steel Vengeance. Steel Vengeance is only 2 years old, and Maverick has shown that it could stand with the test of time because it's 13 years old now. So, in my opinion, Maverick's more intense than Steel Vengeance is because I rode both of them back and forth last year, and to me, Maverick was the more intense out of the two. Because as soon as you, like I said, as soon as you get on that hill, up until the final brake run, it doesn't stop. Whereas Steel Vengeance has a slow lift hill and then a mid-course brake run. So it has those 2 points that are kind of slow. But what do you think about that?
Let's see here. The lift hill on Vengeance is not really that slow. And the mid-course brake run doesn't really slow down at all. All it does is give you more airtime going off it. So
I agree on the airtime. Obviously, Maverick has good ejector airtime, a couple points, but the restraints kind of throw it under. So I'll agree on the airtime. I'll agree that Steel Vengeance has the better airtime of the two. I can agree on that, but there's a lot of floater airtime. I like ejector airtime. I like being flown out of my seat, so I think that's the reason for that.
For me, I like the launch, but it's not as, I guess, powerful as I would like. I'm so used to riding Thunderbird that the launch on Maverick just doesn't catch up to the launch of Thunderbird.
yeah, in Maverick's first launch lift hill, it just feels like a fast lift hill because you're not going that fast on it.
Yeah.
Well, the first drop, I would say the first drop on Steel Vengeance is obviously more intense than the first drop on Maverick because that one's 100 feet, and I think Steel Vengeance is 210 feet. Correct me if I'm wrong, or is it 212 feet?
It might be 205, but...
Oh, 205. Yeah, you're right. It's 205 because
I'm right.
Okay. I rode Maverick in 2007, though, so to me, I know what it's like in its prime, and I know what it's like now, so I think that's why I kind of give it a little more leverage. 205, yeah, because Iron Gwazi is going to beat it by 1 foot for being the tallest in North America, but I think Zandra over at Energy Landia is still tied at 206 feet with Iron Gwazi if it ever opens. What about after that? Obviously, here I'm freezing up again. What about the track? Do you like the type of track that Intamin sits on, or do you like the iBox track better?
Ooh. I never really thought about that, so...
I like the intimate track.
You could do... Okay, because I feel like you could do really intense elements with both of them. However, I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this, or I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this. I think Alan Schleek is a great designer, but I think he doesn't test the limitations like Intamin does, because their inversions are a lot more intense. The inversions on RMC are just too smooth, and I hate smooth inversions. I like whipping around the corner.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not the biggest RMC fan like I thought I was going to be, but the couple of instruments I rode were like what you said, they tested the limits. And I've rode 3 RMCs. I rode Steel Vengeance, Goliath at Six Flags Great America, and Storm Chaser at Kentucky Kingdom, and they seem to, except for Steel Vengeance, they seem to lack in intensity.
Yeah, they vary, but to me, it's like Intamin. For me, Intamin, everywhere you go, Intamins are different. Whereas you go ride an RMC, you're getting the same ride every time to me. Like Twisted Timbers is similar to, what is the other one? Twisted Colossus. Lightning Run is similar to, I mean, they're all similar. They all have similar elements. And I think you're kind of getting a repeat, kind of like what B&M did. Because Yeah. Go. Remember, if you remember at the beginning of the early '90s, B&M was kind of like they made really intense coasters, and everybody was like they're testing the limits. And I think that's where we're getting the high rave reviews with RMC because they're testing the limitations. But now you're getting kind of the same. I don't know. In my opinion, you're kind of getting the same type of elements. Like Steel Vengeance was great the first time I rode it, and I rode it over and over again. But if you ride in the front, it's smooth. But if you ride in the very back, it's like, to me, it's too intense because I banged my elbows a couple times for being too intense. So if it's a front row ride, I'll agree it's probably right up there with Maverick. But if you're riding the very back, I feel like it's too intense, if that makes any sense. And I think I've heard that from a couple people too. Twisted Colossus is the best coaster. That's the one at Georgia, right?
No, that's gonna be over at Magic Mountain.
Twisted Colossus. Oh, you're right. I haven't rode that one yet. And hopefully the park's still there after these wildfires. I think Valencia is on fire too again. Yeah. Did I go out there for a second again?
Yep.
God. Okay. It's probably Spectrum Internet. It's not as bad as the other place, so. Totally agree. All the RMCs blend together. Stevie stands out with height and Outer Bank turns, but all the smaller RMCs blend together for me. Okay.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, because I remember you guys. Well, which ones have you rode, Zach? RMC wise.
I win Goliath at Great America, and then Storm Chaser and Steel Venoms.
Okay. What about you, Annika?
Same, and then also Twisted Timbers.
You said that one wasn't that great.
I did not like Twisted Timbers. No, it was boring.
What about you, Dustin? You have 3 too, right? Goliath, Steel Vengeance, and Storm Chaser, right?
Yeah. You said my favorite?
For me, my favorite. My favorite's not Steel Vengeance. What's your favorite?
Out of the 3 RMCs, Steel Vengeance, and my least being Storm Chaser.
Yeah, I agree. And then I think the most intense one is the topper track for RMC. And well, Annika got to ride it over at Silver Dollar City. That track is intense. I think it's more intense than Steel Vengeance, and I actually enjoyed that coaster more, the double barrel roll at the end.
Yeah. That coaster is a wild ride at night.
I will find out for the first time in a few weeks here, so yeah. I'm ready for it.
I didn't get night rides on it, so I'm looking forward to that. Twisted Colossus is my favorite RMC. I've heard that from a couple people. You're not the first one. And that's let me go ahead and read. So we're live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're listening to our podcast later on, I'm reading comments on both platforms. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're not going to see these You're not going to see these comments below. So that's why I'm flashing these on the screen for you. I've ridden Twisted Timber, Storm Chaser, Twisted Cyclone, Outlaw Run, Lightning Rod, and Steel Vengeance. Outlaw Run is definitely the most intense. That's from Coaster Center. Carson Burt, what is the difference between topper track and iBox track? Topper track goes on basically, what would you say? It goes on a regular wooden track system, but it's kind of like a steel topper track to kind of give it the feel of a wooden coaster. So, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't have the wear and tear of it. Lightning Rod is crazy, but here's the problem I have with Lightning Rod. It's never working. If you go to Dollywood, you don't know if you're going to go there and you're going to have a ride on it, and you don't know how long it's going to stay up for. And I'm guessing Dollywood's probably not ever going to buy an RMC again because of the problems they've had with Lightning Rod. I think it was $28 million for them for that coaster, and who knows how much they've spent on maintenance getting it up and going. But let's go back to Cedar Point. So, which lines move faster in the queue? Steel Vengeance or Maverick?
Maverick.
If you factor in maintenance downtime, then probably still Venoms.
I don't know. They're probably about similar, aren't they?
But Maverick tends to have more downtime, being intimate. So
It does, but it's, yeah. It's
I
because
mean,
of that tunnel, right?
yeah. And they had the same theoretical throughput of 1,200 per hour. So it all depends on downtime and fast lane too. Like if there's like no fast lane, then through Venom's line, it's like really fast moving. So
I think it also depends on how fast the train ops are going.
You lucked out and rode it open in Erie. Must be nice. I went out there and it was launching at 80 miles an hour, so they didn't open it at all the day I went. I went like the second week they opened Lightning Rod. Both are painfully slow. Yeah, but I also, well, I'm not going to talk about the. I think the fast lane's not operated correctly over at Cedar Point because I don't think you should have to wait an hour and a half to ride a ride on fast lane on a busy day
agreed.
for $160 on top of your normal pass. Untamed is the only RMC I've ridden. I really enjoy it, especially the 273 watt double inverting stall at the first drop. That's from Dylan's Coaster Universe. Okay. I have not rode that one yet. But yeah, like the ops on Maverick go fast, but I think they always operate with like 3 to 4 trains at a time. So it's constant. The problem with RMC is that their trains have a lot of sensors. And Cedar Point used to do this, and they don't do it as much as they used to. But if you guys remember, they used to at one point in time have somebody at the front that would make sure that if somebody looked like they weren't going to fit, that they went in the test seat, which saved time because you didn't have anybody riding the coasters that didn't fit in it. So I think a lot of issues we're running into now are that they're not really running the test seats like Cedar Point used to due to staffing levels. So when they get up there, everybody knows that if you have big thighs on an RMC, it's hard to push down those restraints on the thighs. So that's slowing a lot of the dispatch times down. And then the same thing with Intamin. For some reason at Cedar Point, Intamin has shorter seatbelts, and I have yet to figure that one out yet. Because when you ride it at other parks, their seatbelts are longer. So I think it's a Cedar Fair thing or a state of Ohio thing. I'm not sure on that. You know anything about that? Why the seatbelts are shorter?
No clue.
Because even on you notice that even on Millennium Force, that the seatbelt's not even that long. Like you have to like I know I'm like bigger now than what I used to be when I first rode it, but you have to like tighten it over. If you're like not a big person but bigger person, it's really hard.
Yeah,
and then I know
that.
Well, then I know like bodybuilders too. They can't fit the restraints over, so I guess they're both about tied when you come to restraints. RMC gives you more free throw with your upper body, so that's great. And then I think I will agree. I think the restraints are more comfortable on Steel Vengeance because I feel like I have a tough time getting comfortable on those Intamin Blitz coasters. Even Cheetah Chase down at Busch Gardens, Tampa, I have a tough time getting comfortable in it because
Isn't Cheetah Hunt?
Cheetah Hunt.
Cheetah Chase is a holiday
Good
world.
job.
Yeah, Jacob, you haven't noticed the shorter seatbelts because you're skinny as a twig.
He probably does. Yeah, he doesn't notice the detail like I do because I have to deal with all that crap.
Yeah, I do too. I have to admit the seatbelts on Millennium Force barely fit me. I have to squeeze in.
Okay, so I'm not the only one on that. What about the Maverick? You don't really see it as much. RMC is not as bad. RMC. The problem is if you don't get stapled, then their rides are great. But if you do get stapled, then
it sucks.
Must be nice having high metabolism. I'm gonna live for the day when this is our other teammate. He said I'd like to be able to tie a string to myself and fly like a kite. The way he runs around the park, you wonder sometimes. All right. Going on next on the thing. What about the pre-lift hill? Obviously, that win would go to Steel Vengeance, even though it's a type quick bunny hop.
It's like 2 bunny hops, I think.
I love bunny hops though. Those are great.
Yes.
And then the lift hill is not that slow, I guess.
It's just loud.
It just takes a second to go up. Yeah. Which one has a better view, would you say, when you get to the top of the lift hill?
Steel Vengeance.
Of course, yeah, because it's solid.
First drop, which one's more intense, would you say?
Steel Vengeance has the most insane airtime of a drop, but Maverick's drop though, being at 95 degrees, really gauges good pull on it. You get like flown at. So
Well, that and it goes straight into that right helix. That right helix, it's pretty intense.
Yeah. It goes both ways. Steel Vengeance has the same airtime on drop, but Maverick though, that drop is freaking crazy in that back car.
Yeah, because it goes right and then it goes left. I think the first half of Maverick's more intense than the second half.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing we'll talk about. Like the first half of Steel Vengeance compared to the first half of Maverick. Which one's more intense? I'm going to go with the Maverick on that one. Until you hit that launch tunnel, I'd have to say Maverick's more intense.
I might agree on that because Steel Vengeance, it really begins with like really big elements on it, so it's really big and drawn out. But then after that, it goes crazy. So,
What about which do you like better? The full stop on the mid course or the stop in the tunnel at the launch? I think that's a better section for Maverick. If they wouldn't add, go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna say the mid course because the mid course doesn't actually, stop you at all. You just fly through it.
Yeah, sometimes I think if they knew they were going to have the issues with the 2 train operations and not being able to use 3, I think we wouldn't even install a mid course brake run. Well, we probably would have just to slow it down enough.
Well, I've never been in Steel Vengeance where they had to use the mid course brake run for brakes, and it's been on 3 trains for me all the time. So,
okay. What about second half? Which one do you think wins the second half?
Obviously, Steel Vengeance with the in the vibe structure, airtime hills, and the zero like hidden under there. So,
what about for you, Dustin?
Yeah, I have to agree with Zach on the Steel Vengeance.
Oh, I'm agreeing with that second half. Like I said, these are both close coasters for me.
And then the first half, Maverick.
Okay. Yeah, because the second half with Steel Vengeance, you have more. I think that's when you hit the 2 inversions, and then you just hit multiple in and outs into the structure, kind of to mimic. What was the name of that coaster that it replaced a long time ago? Not a long time ago, 97. What was the name of it? The one that Steel Vengeance replaced. Why can't I remember it? Mean Streak. Yeah. Mean Streak was great when they were taking care of it, but that's what I worry about if they ever build an actual wooden roller coaster again. Just the history of it. Trying to look at the track length here. Give me a second here. So we have, in comparison, I want to say Maverick's only 4,100 feet. Let me double check on that road.
Yeah, I didn't think Mean Streak was that bad. I mainly found it to be more like a massage than painful. So
Yeah, I also like Boss over at Six Flags St. Louis. So I think you like rougher coasters. I think you and Jacob kind of tie each other with rough coasters because you also like Magnum XL too.
Magnum is pretty smooth. So all right,
Yeah.
Maverick. The length is 44.50 for Maverick length.
Yeah, I see that. Cost $21 million. So back in 2007, that's a pretty expensive coaster.
Yeah, it is. Steel Vengeance is 5,740 feet.
Yeah, so you get a longer ride duration too, but also, they do. So when they do ride duration, do they count from the first drop to the end of the ride, or do they count the lift hill too?
And they count the lift hill,
Yes.
I believe.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So yeah, I see that. So top speed of Maverick 70, top speed of Steel Vengeance 74. Obviously, the height would give it that more of a top speed. Maverick doesn't hit its top speed till after the second launch. Okay. 3 trains. Yeah, it never operates 3 trains. Capacity 400 riders per hour. Doubtful. So I watched something with El Toro Ryan. Did you watch that where like Intamin's basically used to give not false numbers, but it used to say ride capacity was going to be this X amount when there's no way it could ever hit that amount.
Exactly, yeah.
But I know Intamin's kind of maneuvering things. So I think basically, obviously, Cedar Point thought that Heartline roll was going to be too intense for all of us. But if they added that Heartline roll, imagine what kind of a coaster you would have had. Compared, that second half would have been just as intense as the first half.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find a video on that because I believe that Heartline roll originally was in there, and then that's why they had the delay for a little longer building it.
Yeah, it was. I think only one person ever rode it with a Heartline roll. So
how intense was it though? Was it so intense where somebody passed out on the Heartline roll because of the G's, or why did they get rid of it? I don't understand.
Too many G's, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Well, they're attempting it again with the new coaster at Islands of Adventure, so it makes you wonder: I don't see a huge difference in it.
I think the Heartline roll going to that coaster is going to be have a bit more of a build shape to it, so it's not like quite so flat. So it's like quite like in line. So
yeah, I noticed that that coaster is going to have the new Intamin trains on it with the new seats, so supposedly it's more comfortable now too.
Yeah,
I don't think the restraints had any play in it, even though I'm not a big fan of those restraints. But I want to say, obviously, maintenance-wise, what would you say is more? Which one's more up most of the time?
Veterans obviously that one has. Yeah, I've only seen it down like once, and that was not for the ride. That was actually for a exit sign. So
I'm trying to remember if it's ever been down when I've been there. They suspected it would be an issue before it was installed and actually built the replacement track in advance just in case. Zach, can you look up real fast to see what other coasters have that Heartline roll? Because I want to find out, because I'm interested to find out what it feels like. Go take a trip somewhere. Go ride that Heartline roll.
I don't think well. Look at. Let's see here.
Chris, I sent you the Maverick POV with the Heartline roll.
Okay. Who did it? Official coaster videos.
Hotline Wall. You have it on your Intamin 10 Vision coasters. She doesn't has one. Copperhead Strike has one. Yellow Dive at Georgia has one.
What has it? Can you repeat those names again? Sorry, I
Yeah,
was looking at something.
so your Intamin 10 and Vision coasters have them. Cheetah has one. Copperhead Strike has one as well. Dado Dive at Over Georgia. You also have Hydra at Only Park has one. Hydrus over in Actina Pier has one. Max Force has one. Mystery Mine has a hotline wall after one going up in the air.
Oh yeah, Max Force does have it, but it's not really as intense on Max Force.
Yeah, well, granted, that's a SNS as well, so.
Well, the thing is with the one that they're building over at the one at Islands of Adventure, that one is like literally, I'm not even kidding, it's like literally 15 to 20 feet off the water.
Yeah.
Literally, when you hit that roll, you're going to be looking down at the water for a second. So I'm looking forward to that one. I'm going to bring up this. Now, those of you listening on the podcast, you're not going to know what's going on for about 1 minute and 24 seconds. But I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share, and I'm going to show everybody this POV kind of that would show the Heartline roll real fast on Maverick. So you guys kind of get a depiction of that. Somebody's listening to it in the background, I think, because I could hear your guys'. Can you hear that? Somebody's listening to it, I think. Or maybe it's me listening to it.
I'm not, so probably you.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, you know what? I think I know what it is. It's a stupid thing playing in the background over here. Good old Facebook Messenger. All right, let me go and do screen share. Watch it freeze up on me. Let's go and watch this. This is from a YouTuber known as Official Coaster Videos. So let's go ahead and watch his. Let me do a full screen on this. Full screen. Let's go watch this. You guys should be able to comment while we're watching it. Obviously, this is the same right here. We won't see the Heartline roll until after the launch here. I'm going to hide that. And we're going to watch both POVs too, so you guys get a gist of it. That's, yeah.
Wait a minute. That's not me speaking in the background.
No, this is, I think, an older video.
No, this is a newer video, and I think they just like edited the hotline wall in with the animation.
Yeah, we'll see.
Knew it.
Oh. Really? That's what that guy did?
Yep.
Okay.
Can't say yep. That is definitely not mean speak back there. That is still better than siding back there, so I could tell.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that. I guess whatever gets you. But yeah, if you guys get a chance, go ahead and check out. There we go. Oh, actually, hold on a second. Let me bring up this video because I found looks like one's playing that actually shows what the real thing used to look like, not the virtual version of it. Hold on. And this is from looks like a guy by the name of Kramer Gomez. So check him out on YouTube if you get a chance. Give him credit for that video. Yeah, check this out. There it is. This is an old video too. Oh wow. Yeah, that looked pretty intense.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of cool. Ah, geez, here we go again. I just paused it. No. All right. Theme park crazy. Started playing. I heard no actual POV of the Heartline roll exists. Just showed it on here. Somehow we found it. So that looked pretty intense. So what is that, like 8 feet above the water after it did that turn? Jeez.
Yeah, that looks pretty flat. So I can think that that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I'll agree on that. And then Troy Sprunger said Maverick was down longer than it took me to cook brats last year. Dude, you took like 5 hours to cook brats. And wasn't it still raw inside too?
Yeah, it was.
That was funny. I can't believe that was last year at the same time already. That's crazy. And then you're looking at old videos and you're like, wow, it like looks weird now that people aren't wearing masks in videos anymore. They should add it back. I agree, but Cedar Fair likes the GP, I think, better because I think I-305 was too intense.
Mm-hmm.
They've had it reprofiled 2 times because of it. So I
Okay.
feel like Cedar Fair doesn't want anything that's going to detract the general public from wanting to ride their rides.
You know, well, and people still gray out on I-305.
Yeah, and that's with the trim brakes on the second hill, all right? Or the
Mhm.
first hill.
Yeah, I grayed out on it when we rode it last year.
Yeah, I heard you used to black out on it. That's how intense it used to be back in the day, I guess. So yeah, you guys saw the Heartline roll on there. Do we know of any like what Steel Vengeance would have been like before that, or is that kind of like that was the depiction, that was the design beforehand, and they kept through with the design? They didn't change anything on it. Do we know anything about that? You can't think.
Don't you mean Maverick?
No, Steel Vengeance. Because Maverick's been redesigned, but they knew that if they had to remove it, it was already
Yeah.
they already had the track in place, so that it was already built, so there was no really delay. I might be in a major minority, but Maverick really left me wanting more. Probably because the track length's 4,400 feet, so it would have been maybe 300 feet longer. What used to be at the location of where Maverick's at? Was it
I think
Shoot the Rapids or whatever it was called?
no, it
Yes.
was
Some
no,
kind
it
of
was
water.
Whitewater Landing, I believe.
Okay.
And they're using the same station too,
Okay.
like the same building, I should say, where the queue is.
And we're on like a 15-second delay, so I'm trying to give people a second to catch up with us here. Not a POV. Well, true. It's not a POV, but at least we were able to see some sort of footage of it. What do you... Okay, so obviously, I mean, let's see. What do we got here? Actually, it is because all the speed from the second launch is trimmed off of that first hill. Yeah, they changed it. It used to be more intense. I remember when I rode it in 2007. I think they added extra after the off season in 07. And also the tunnel used to light up too, and it doesn't do that anymore. Like most things at Cedar Point, the special effects don't work like they used to. They're trying to bring it back, but I think Magnum finally had its tunnel added with lights again, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But
Although I rode it back in August and don't have to turn it off.
oh, really?
Yep. Don't know
We
if it's a
want
bad day or if it just means teachers here. Who knows?
Yeah, we won't even talk about the experience that you had there. Obviously, this year, yeah.
Dustin, did they give you any like cool insiders when you did Winter Chill Out about like Maverick when you guys got to go in the tunnel and things?
No, they didn't. All you got to do is walk into the launch tunnel. They didn't say anything or anything like that. It was like a self-guided tour.
Okay.
Are they doing that in February again, or are they not announced that yet?
Find out. I think it's in December. We'll find out.
Trying to think what other things we could compare on it. Obviously, still Vengeance wins the most categories. I think it's just Maverick for me. It's just I've just ridden it longer. I think both are great coasters. I think both are like in most people's probably top 25. Most people's probably top 10 maybe. And I think if Cedar Fair would add more coasters like those two, I think their parks would be 10 times better. I wish Kings Island would add something like one of these coasters.
Maybe they'll put something like that in where Vortex was.
Yes, like a Nivakuma or mock double launch.
Oh, like kind of like what's the name of that one? Copperhead Strike. Yeah.
That's a great ride.
It looks good. I feel a good thing about it. So
the JoJo roll out of the station is awesome.
Well, I mean, after riding Time Traveler, I can imagine that coaster is really good too. I'd like to see more Mac free spin rides or extreme spinners. Yeah. I'm trying to think what Cedar Point needs now that we've already compared these two coasters. So I would agree, on most points of it. But I mean, most of these are like a 1 or a 2 at Cedar Point for most people. I've yet to meet. Well, you do have a couple people in the majority that are like Millennium Force is their favorite, but I don't think that that's a lot of people. And the great part about it is that both of those coasters are in what section of the park again? What's the name of that section over at Cedar Point?
yeah, Frontier
Town.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Frontier Town.
Oh, okay. But it still takes like a 10-minute walk to go from one to the other, though.
Well, granted, Steel Vengeance is like its own across the middle track, so.
Mm-hmm.
I think. What do you think in terms of theming? Who did a better job with theming, either Steel Vengeance or Maverick? Which one's themed better?
I would say Maverick because Maverick has the theme station. There's some theming in the tunnel. There's rockwork. There's geysers.
If the geysers are working.
Yeah, they only work half the time. And then Steel Vengeance, I think, has a better backstory, though.
It does.
Yeah.
Which has more fandom? Which has more fandom? Steel Vengeance.
Yeah.
But I think it's that craze that right now, because RMC's still fresh. It's still in its basically first 6 years, so it's still fresh. So I'm still under the argument of where is this company going to be at in the next 10 years? Are their coasters still going to be loved, or are they going to be hated then? Because Arrow kind of had the same type of feeling at first, and then you gave it 15 years, and their coasters kind of went to crap. So I think the iBox lasts longer than the Topper Trek.
Mm-hmm.
But after riding the GCI hybrid track today, I'm going to say that RMC has a run for its money now. And if GCI builds a coaster like Steel Vengeance, I think GCI's coaster is going to beat it out. Just because the Millennium Flyer trains, in my opinion, are more comfortable.
Yeah, if you look they have to do because I know they're doing the Infinity Flyer trains now to go into offer. So we'll see if they have to do one that has the sun guards for stuff like RMC does.
I agree. But like GCI track is so smooth for a wooden coaster compared to CCI, compared to anything smoother than Gravity Group. No offense, Gravity Group. I love coasters, but your tracks are rough. Who's the other a good coaster? GCI, RMC when they first were doing them. GCI, CCI, DIN Corporation,
Dan is.
Gravity Group. Isn't there another company out there that designs wooden coasters? Or are
Become
those
a
the main
few.
four?
Become did some. SNS built a couple.
Okay, that's one thing we don't see at Cedar Fair Parks is SNSs. They love They love the power swings or the screaming swings.
Yeah, spinning swings and stock towers.
Yeah, but that's the only thing I've ever seen there. What else can we? Okay, theming, the trains, the restraints. Yeah, we basically compared everything on here. I would rate both of them a 10 out of 10 because Maverick's my number 1 and Steel Vengeance is my number 3. Voyage, after doing Voyage trimless, that's why it's my number 2 now. But what do you think after Steel Vengeance? What's your guys' number 2?
Let me see here. I think it was Maverick.
What about you, Dustin? Veronica. Spacing out over there.
I love it.
What's your number 2, Annika?
At Cedar Point or
Just overall.
overall, my number 1 is not Steel Vengeance.
What is it?
It's Time Traveler.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Okay, here we go. Here, Paul Laurie says, hard to compare Arrow to RMC. I disagree, but we could all disagree because Arrow had a lot of the state-of-the-art things back in its day. They were willing to take risks, but that's back before you actually had a lot of that prefabricated track. So a lot of times they welded it on site, which led to a lot of uneven type track. Magnum XL being the case. But also Arrow had Alan Schleek towards the last 5 years, which actually, I don't know. How long was Alan at Arrow? He was there for a while, wasn't he? But he was like a backdoor type of engineer.
The only real Arrow that he had a lot of design on was Texas Tornado, which is like the best Arrow ever built with the crazy smooth track.
Yeah, I agree. I just wish it was a little longer. Wildcat and Roar are 2 GCIs that are not close to smooth. Yes, correct. I've not rode Wildcat or Roar, but I've heard the same. However, with that new hybrid track that they're releasing that I rode on today, if that fixes those high stress areas on these 2 coasters you're speaking of, just watch out because you're going to have a totally different ride experience on them. But you have to also understand Wildcat and Roar are older versions of the GCIs. But as GCI's gotten better at what they're doing, their coasters have also improved as well, which tells you that they're an innovative company instead of seeing a company that, starts off hard and then goes downhill and just repeats the same stuff. So here's another comment, Gravity Group. Gravity Group's really good at what they do, but Gravity Group's basically CCI, so I don't even know why I said both of them. CCI, dismantled, became Gravity Group. Gravity Group's great at what they do design-wise, but their tracking sucks. And I've been on a lot of Gravity Group coasters. Mind blower, great coaster, the tracking sucks on it. The Voyage, great coaster, but the tracking sucked on it until Holiday World did their own retracking. Now it's smooth. What are some other Gravity Group coasters that are kind of rough? Kentucky Flyer's already getting rough, and it's 2 years old?
Yeah, not like rough, but it's kind of like some of the round track a little bit, kind of to the side to side.
I agree. And then Voyage without trims, that was amazing. PogChamp, I don't know. El Toro. First half of El Toro's good. Second half, not so much. Have any of you guys rode El Toro yet, or am I the only one?
I want to ride it so bad. I really want to ride it. It looks awesome.
The ejector airtime's great, but I kind of consider that kind of a steel coaster because everything's prefabricated in the shop, so it's not a classic design wooden coaster in my opinion. They are brutal except in the winter. Are you talking about Wildcat and Roar? Because if so, then that means why are G-sides run better in the winter? That's so odd.
I don't know, because Mission Timbers at Winterfest is crazy good. And it's totally really good, so if we can hauls.
The Timberliners are actually really good trains.
Yeah.
And the good thing about this new hybrid track is that they're able to use the same train, so they don't have to repeat, which I think is awesome because they don't have to go out and design a new train just for their new hybrid track. Hot take, love me some Bumpy Woodies. Okay. Bumpy Woody, so you like the racer then? All right.
Actually, apparently Racer that's be opened after getting some more track work done. So apparently Racer is doing a bit better now. So
yeah, I'll be honest. When I wrote it about a month ago, I think it was better than Beast.
Yeah. Well, granted, the Racer only turns around like twice, so it doesn't have too many places to shuffle around and get too bad.
GCI retract that. That's why I think it's Toro Night Ride in Autumn was amazing. I'll have to try that out. Where are you guys based? I'm in Central PA with HP as a home park. Mostly in Indiana, covering parks over the Midwest. I'm in Orlando now, so we've expanded out to kind of Florida, Midwest, and then we travel to the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, California, Texas. What else? All over the country now, wouldn't you say? So yeah, we're based primarily in Indiana, and we have one team member that's in Illinois, and then I'm in Orlando. So primarily Indiana. So most of those guys are all like, 3 to 5 hours from parks. 2 to 5 hours, I should say. And then I'm about a 2-hour flight, so it's not that bad. Central PA, so yeah, we were actually at Hershey Park. What was that? July?
Like the first weekend of July or something like that.
Was it? Oh, it was July 2nd, wasn't it? Like July 2nd or 3rd. Go Browns. Racer is still rough and much better than used to be. GTI do good works. What's some parks you've been to most recently? I guess we'll answer some questions here since I'll let you guys answer this and then I will answer it.
Yeah, so recently I've been doing Holiday World. I've done things like St. Louis, Camden Park, Cedar Point. That was complete crap this year. I'm still mad about that. I'll be at Indiana Beach in like 2 weeks. So
yeah, we've been to Holiday World and Silver Dollar City. I think that's it. We're itching to get to Kings Island because we haven't ridden Orion yet.
Yeah. What about you, Dustin? You were Kentucky Kingdom?
Yeah, I've been to Holiday World for the Hollywood Nights and Kentucky Kingdom for Keys of the Kingdom, and then Indiana Beach. That's the only parks I've been to this year. Oh, and I can't forget the beginning of the year, Mount Olympus. But
oh yeah,
even of course, everybody knows Indiana Beach.
You live at Indiana Beach.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so we'll see you Saturday then, Dustin.
Maybe.
Is there only maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I may not be there.
Well, at least spin and say hi. What? How many haunted houses are they gonna have this year there?
I haven't heard. I haven't actually been there since last weekend, so I don't know anything about the hunt coming up.
One of our next questions here is, are any of the parks doing Halloween events this year?
Indiana Beach is doing a hunt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most parks have canceled their haunts.
I'm gonna put a link in the description whenever this thing decides to upload for you guys. Myself and Zach actually did a video Friday going over all the latest park news that would go over all the Halloween events. But you have Indiana Beach. They're doing an actual Halloween event. Cedar Point's doing a fall festival. Kings Island's doing a fall festival. Silver Dollar City's doing a fall festival / Halloween / pumpkin thing. Dollywood's doing a pumpkin fest just like Silver Dollar City. Six Flags St. Louis is doing a modified version of what is that called? That Six Flags does. What do they call it everywhere? Fright Fest. Who else? Hershey Park's doing an event. I think it's called Hershey Park in the Dark or something like that. Six Flags Great Adventures doing a modified version of Fright Fest again this year. All the SeaWorld parks are doing something. Universal Studios is doing daytime haunted houses and then trick-or-treating for the kids. Disney is doing a modified version of Not So Scary Halloween Party. Who else am I missing out on this?
I think Silverwood is doing an event again, I believe.
Silverwood?
I think so, yeah.
What about... No, Worlds of Fun's closed for the season. That's everybody pretty much. Unless you count Six Flags. What's that one in Oklahoma City called? Frontier City? Are they doing anything?
I don't know.
Okay. Silver Dollar City is next for me. We will be there. Well, I think it's a split. I'm not sure when Annika and Jacob are going to be there. Myself and Dustin are going to be there on the 17th unless something happens and I'm not able to be there.
You got me.
You're going to be where? At Silver Dollar?
Yeah, unless something happens.
Yeah, 17th,
like,
yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm going to have to cancel mine. I'm not going. I told you I'm not going.
And to answer your question, Michaela, or Michaela, however you pronounce it.
It's Michaela.
Okay.
Shout out Michaela Hobbs.
And I'm okay. I was gonna say something. I'll say it offline. I think that's Jacob's sister, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, we'll be going to Indiana Beach this Saturday. They'll be actually. That's why Dustin, I'm trying to get you to go. But as long as you're there next Saturday, I guess when Zach's there. This Saturday I'll be there, and then Annika and Jake will be there, and then covering Universal Studios. They're covering Holiday World's last day. I think Zach's getting over to Six Flags St. Louis. We're going to Silver Dollar City in October. We're gonna try to cover like haunted houses in the Midwest. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually contact some haunted houses and try to get filming rights or something, or try to promote them, try to get people back in them. But I think you guys got a lot of haunted houses in Indianapolis you guys can go to, like Scream Park and stuff like that. There's also one down here in Florida. There's one, I don't know. We're trying to do different things this year. We might even do corn mazes this year. I don't even know. Just something different to try to get some coverage. Are you going to Cedar Point at all, Zach, again? Or are you gonna?
I'm not going back to this year. Next year I'll try to go again, but definitely with Fastlane. Only go to Cedar Point on a early weekday in the year, or go with Fastlane.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Annika? Are you guys going in Indiana Beach, Silver Dollar City? You guys got any other plans besides that? Or?
Yeah, this weekend we're gonna hit Indiana Beach Saturday, and then Holiday World Sunday. And then hopefully Kings Island in the next couple weeks. And then also Silver Dollar City. We haven't decided on a date for that yet.
Yeah. Yeah, he got the dates mixed up on that. So me and Zach told Jacob like a million times what the date was, and he said he didn't.
So you guys need to tell me this stuff and not him.
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause Jacob is being a slacker and forgetting things.
And he calls me the blonde.
He calls you the one. Yeah. You know what we need to do is just send him a message, like an email, and then have him do a read receipt. That way he can't say that he didn't read it and know about it. The old days. Carol says she could help with Niles Scream Park, so if you and Jacob wanted to go cover that or something, that'd be great to check that out, I guess. I don't know where Niles Scream Park is in, but Carol knows it. So we'll hit you up offline, Carol. Then I am hitting Land of Illusion, which I heard that's the one that's in the Cincinnati area. Buckeye Coasters covers that one. They have a bunch of different things in one area. Would be happy to share footage if you need it. Sure, if you're more willing to, we'll go ahead and share it and then promote your channel or promote your Facebook page. We like helping the coaster community out, so we'll help build your page as well. What other things can you guys think of at this time? I know we have another show coming up on Thursday. We haven't decided what we're going to talk about then. Let me put questions on here so the viewers could ask questions. We got 6 viewers currently. Give them about 15 seconds to catch what I'm saying. Oh, Lori said I am between Hershey, Knoebels, and Dorney. Lucky you. Those are 3 good parks.
Yes, you are. Well, I wouldn't have to though, but next year we go on Dorney, hopefully. I'll find a way there.
To Dorney?
Yeah.
Now I'm dying to go to Dorney Park.
Yeah, my plan is to get a platinum pass for KI here soon, so I can go to KI at the end of November. I mean, at the end of October, November, and then go to Dorney next year and Cedar Point.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm excited to get back to Carowinds too.
I won't go for time, so maybe next episode, but who knows? We'll see what happens.
I'm excited that my season pass, I don't have to pay it next year. Let's see.
There you go.
I got your message, Hanukkah. I'm going to go ahead and change the banner over so you can talk about that, or we can talk about that real fast. We're going to go over to something that somebody in the community started along with Coaster Studios, and who's the other one that helped promote it? Coasters and Brews?
Yeah, Coasters and Brews.
Yeah, so
okay. It's called G-Force. I'm going to let Annika talk a little bit about it. It's something new to the community, so you guys are more well aware of it. We had recent events happen in the community where there's some sexual harassment / other things going on in the community towards females that none of us support at all and are totally against. I'm pretty sure you saw all that. I think that started last week, or it was a week before, where we started getting a bunch of information over that. So bring that up here so Anna can talk more about it.
Well, I'm super excited about it. I have reached out to Gabby, and she and I have talked a little bit about, since she situated with Leah the all-girls ride on the Voyage Hollywood Nights. She and I have talked a little bit about maybe getting other parks in on this too at other events, such as Coaster Stock or Coaster Camp Out, things like that. Maybe trying to get all girl rides on a coaster at every event.
Yeah, that'd be good to have as well. I'm gonna bring up some information on that while you're talking about this. Did you I saw that Gabby and Taylor, which I applaud him on, Taylor from Coaster Studios, because he originally said a comment that probably wasn't the best comment, but instead of, going silent on it, he decided to listen to everybody and then do something about it to fix it in the future, which I applaud him on that,
Yeah.
for using his stardom power to do something good to the community.
Yeah, he
And-
got a lot of backlash for that.
And at least he listened and learned. I mean, he's still young. It happened. People are young. They say wrong things.
And two, like, he had to respond to something that his friend did, like, really fast, so something bound to happen, so.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. If you guys want to go ahead and talk about, I'm trying to bring up the information on here because it's hard to find this information here, but I remember, actually, you know what I could do here? I could show his video and share his information on here so you guys could see kind of what it's about and what they're doing here. Hold on a second. Let me bring this up. I'm pretty sure Taylor won't mind us sharing his video on that. We're not using him from any promotional gain or anything like that. So let me go back here to, you guys don't care. I'm going to show this quick video that kind of goes over what G-Force is. It's a 3-minute video. So give me a second here to share this here. And that'll give us a second to take a break while you guys listen to what it's about. All right, let's see here. If you're fine with that, Annika, I'm just going to share this.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Chris, there's no sound.
So there's no sound?
No, there's no sound.
You can, like, Billy it, Billy.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can fix that. Give me a second. Oh, let's go what they say over here real fast, and then I'll try to convert it over real fast and upload it. It's a 3-minute video, though, so no sound. Ugh. You know what happened? I know what I did wrong. Hold on a second. I'll fix it. I know what I did wrong. I didn't share the sound on it. Jesus. All right, let's see. All right.
Writing's not that easy, but
There we
grammar
go.
can help.
You hear it
This
now?
sentence
Yeah.
is grammatically correct.
And what they've gone through.
This past week, we learned of upsetting information that sent ripples
We'll
of
be right back
unrest
in 3
into the
minutes.
theme park community. People were hurt, trust was lost, and many were left unsettled due to sexual misconduct, which is a recurring problem. It's upsetting that this is not the first time this has happened, and it likely will not be the last. It is unacceptable, and we need to confront this subject head on and broadcast that this type of behavior is impermissible. We have zero tolerance for it.
We go to theme parks to have fun, a chance for escapism. To some people, parks are just a destination. But to us, there's so much more. To us, a home park actually feels like home. We go and we are greeted by a community of enthusiasts who are family. But not everyone feels as boring club. Young girls in our community are losing their sense of familial safety through infringement of their basic decencies.
Many young women have made themselves vulnerable and trusted me with their stories. It's been an absolute privilege to listen to their testimonies and what they've gone through. When Alec and Taylor came to me asking for my support in creating an outreach that would address the current situation, I was beyond honored to join with them. It is time for us to take action. So today, I would like to introduce you guys to G-Force, a campaign that aims to support, inspire, and empower the ladies of the coaster community. G-Force will focus on supporting victims, raising awareness of minority-centered issues, and connecting at-risk enthusiasts with valuable resources.
We hope that you will join us on this journey. To facilitate your support, we've partnered with Redbubble to release a limited line of merchandise at the new Coaster Studio store. By stocking up on G-Force gear, you're contributing to a greater cause. You're speaking for those who cannot speak for themselves. When you wear G-Force with pride, you're saying, I am with you, and together we will ride.
I'm happy to share that we will be partnering with the One Love Foundation. One Love educates young people about healthy and unhealthy relationships, empowering them to identify and avoid abuse and how to love better. All proceeds from G-Force sales will be donated to One Love to better teach youth the warning signs of abuse and arm them with the resources to stop it in its tracks.
To further raise awareness, we have launched a social media campaign, a safe space for anyone who needs someone to talk to. Follow us on Instagram at G-Force and join our Facebook group to be connected with other women in the industry. It's no secret that this is a male-dominated community, but that is no reason we ladies can't show our presence or reveal our force.
The link to the store can be found in the description below. If you have any questions about anything we've discussed in this video, please do not hesitate to ask in the comments below, or please reach out to myself, Gabby, or Alec on social media. We are happy to talk to you.
We are listening, and you have been heard.
Support,
Inspire.
Empower.
We are G-Force.
All right. All right. Did the sound work that time? I think Dustin left us.
Yeah.
He said his phone was
phone's
down.
almost dead. Okay. Yeah, so I think it's a great thing, and I know the t-shirt sales. Hold on, let me go back. Or do you want? No, that's not fair. We'll go right here. So I like the idea because all the sales from the apparel go to that organization. So, and we don't really need to talk about. We do know that some people in the community were using their positions to basically sexually harass women in the community. So that's been addressed. So hopefully this gets fixed in the future. Obviously, I've got 2 daughters of my own, so I don't want them growing up in that type of environment. And I don't know what it's like to be a female, but I know there are, guys out there that do try to take advantage, and people in the community that have tried to take advantage in the past. So hopefully people in the community don't forget about it. So I think it's a good idea. I know we've joined with them to talk about it. We were kind of I think our page is like one of the first ones to kind of like bring in knowledge to what was going on in the community and then call out certain people. And I think that helped bring awareness to it. I know he's kind of distancing himself from them right now. So hopefully, like you said, Zach, though, when you find out that your friend's doing something like that and you've known him for a while, I mean, you're kind of like shocked. So I think it was more of a shock thing. I don't think they should have released a message until they knew more information on it. That's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, but you also got to put something out like on right away. That way you can see like, okay, we know about what's going on, and we want to get it going out here really fast and not delay.
Yeah. I think it probably would have raised more problems if they stayed silent rather than at least having a little bit of something to say.
I agree. But I'm in disagreement with that whole cancel culture thing. So you can't just go back and cancel everything out and fix everything. You just have to move to the future. You keep on apologizing for stuff. I think Ohio Valley Coasters, I think they're going to have to restructure and think how to do things without Chad in their group.
Yeah, they always put out something on Twitter I saw.
what did you see on Twitter?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and say that to you right now. That way we can put it on the screen.
Okay, I didn't know if you guys were able to do a screen share as well.
I can. Let me do that here.
Is it working? Okay. While we're doing this, somebody was asking, we'll get back to that here in a second while he's looking that up. Are there any changes to Frankenstein's Castle at Indiana Beach for Halloween, Carl Strum asked from YouTube? We will let you know Saturday. Because I did not go last year to their Halloween event. I don't know what, I think I was too busy with other things. 2 years ago when I went, they used to, obviously there's going to be some changes. They're probably going to have to straggle the groups out. So you're not going to have more than one group probably in that one room with the doors in it this time. So they're going to space out groups. So that thing I could see changing. I know I almost said the Spackman family. I know the Staples family is putting a lot of money into this Halloween. If you guys haven't seen the photos yet, they've added a lot, and they actually shared a sneak peek of that. You got your the Twitter thing up yet?
Yes, I do. Ready for it?
Go ahead.
You got it?
Nope. Oh, did you send it to me?
Up there you go. How about now?
Nope.
Nope.
Just send me the link and I'll share it. I don't know what's going on your side. Still nothing, Zach. Give me 1 second here. We'll share that here. Well, as soon as I get that, I'll share it. I promise.
How about now?
No.
No, just share me the link and I'll bring it up.
Okay, because it says saying it's out of the StreamYard. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Oh, it's StreamYard.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
You see it?
Yeah. I thought you could add it. Okay. Looks like it said on Saturday, September 12th, 2020, members of Ohio Valley Coasters were made aware of the predatory actions taken by the founder and owner of the channel, Chad Miller. All members of OVC denounced and condemned Chad's behavior. None of the other members of OVC were aware of Chad's actions prior to Saturday, September 12th, which were conducted on his personal and social media accounts. We encourage any other women who may be out there to report such behavior to a parent, guardian, or other trusted adult to assure it is dealt with accordingly and properly. We sympathize with the women who have been harmed by Chad's actions. Going forward, OVC will not be continuing as a brand, nor will any new content be uploaded to any of our social media accounts. Chad Miller will be retaining our YouTube channel and will do with it as he sees fit. As a result, all members associated with Ohio Valley Coasters are severing their respective relationships. Severing their respective relationships with the brand. While we know these actions are drastic, we also know the matter is a serious one and may be dealt with as such. Grant, Paul, Jacob, Andrew, Tanner, and John Mike. So it sounds like they might create their own channel out of this whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's the statement from them on that. All right. So what's your opinion on that, Aniko? You think that's a sincere one, or you think that was kind of a rehearsed one? To me, it sounds like somebody wrote it for him, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, I can see either way.
Me too.
I know they're really good friends with Logan's dad, so I think I saw similar announcements from a lot of different groups. Logan's dad is really big in the community on not supporting that type of behavior. So what I know is a big shock, but here's the thing, people always say, well, I didn't know this type of behavior. But even if you're sitting talking about females in a derogatory manner to your buddies and your buddies saying certain things in a manner, I know we all say that kind of stuff when we're like teenagers and stuff like that, but as you get older and people are still carrying on the same type of juvenile behavior, I mean, somebody's got to say something in the group like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know of another channel, I'm not going to mention them, but I know of somebody from another channel that's carrying on this type of behavior as well. And I'm hoping somebody comes forward to them. Just information that I've heard of this certain individual hitting on ride operators over at King's Dominion. You know who you are if you're watching this. You know what you did is wrong. And if that female is watching this, or go to G-Force and they'll be more than happy to talk to you about the incident and get it out there. I just think the type of behavior that's going on in the community, there's another channel, and you know, it's unfortunate. It's kind of common in the Cincinnati area with these Ohio channels, but there's another channel, Ohio. I know who it is. I'm not trying to start up any drama or anything, so I'm not going to mention their names. However, I do know from multiple sources, including people at King's Dominion, of these guys and these individuals. So you already know. I'm not even going to say who it is on here, but no. You see that type of behavior, report it. That's all I can say. We don't need that type of behavior in the community.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so I have this other thing up as well. So obviously we're not going to support anything like that. If you notice, like certain groups have females in their group with the males, that probably means that that group is probably not that type of way. So I'm just saying, you can usually tell how an individual is just by seeing stuff like that. So let's see here. Did you guys want me to play the preview? I think they did it. I think Indiana Beach did a preview. You guys want to watch it?
See.
I think it. Let me see how long it is. Oh, 26 seconds. Ooh. It's probably nothing big. All right. Let's do that, and we'll talk about that, and we'll go ahead and on. Yeah, that's a good. I'm glad you raised that matter, because that's something good to talk about. Let's go watch this video. Oh, how do you extend? There we go. All right.
I'm excited. It doesn't look like there's any clowns. So
I'm guessing they're gonna. I'm guessing a lot of places are gonna do more screens this year than scare actors. I could be wrong on that.
yeah.
Indiana Beach, though, they probably have to acted because they will.
Yeah, when we went a couple years ago, there was like a clown walking around. He's like moaning as he's walking around. Can't do that.
I mean, it's the same park that had 6-foot markers that were like 3 feet apart, and so like, yeah, they'll probably have stuff walking around. They will.
In their defense, even because Holiday World have it. In their defense, people don't follow by those markers anyway. So
They don't, yeah. That is why Holiday World did every other queue line. That way, they can at least keep you 6 foot apart, side to side.
Yeah.
Because other parts like, yeah, we're gonna have everything open. And if you don't turn it off, then guess what? You are going to be within 6 feet, front to back, and side to side. So.
Who is the main person on the channel? I mean, we don't really have one. I guess I would post. I guess I post and edit most of the stuff, but I don't know. We don't really consider like mains on the channel. The main two that started it would have been myself and Jacob. And then we had it. Well, Annika's always been with us. And then we added Dustin and then Stacy, which we haven't had Stacy for a while do anything. But then we have Zach, who we added, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah.
I just tend to upload a lot of stuff because I'm a lot of places. I travel a lot. So we're all equal. So that's why we're doing team trips and not one person taking all the money. So let's see here. Good question. Sound. Looking at all this. Yeah, I think it's good they're doing what they're doing. And then I don't know. I'm staying on property, so I don't really care. I'm gonna be there for 11 hours that day. So
At Indiana Beach.
yeah. They're running the rooms on special. I think I paid $95 for 2-bedroom hotel room over there. And I could walk outside of it and on a property in like 5 minutes or like 4 minutes.
Yeah. When I go, me and my friends are gonna be doing an appointment with Kale and Jim because they got a pretty good price on one, like on site. Like it's gonna be I think like $120 for one night, so it's like pretty cheap for all of us to go.
Oh, you got an apartment on property too, then?
Oh yeah,
For this weekend?
for the next weekend, for the 16th and 17th. But it's
Yeah.
I mean 3rd and 4th.
Yeah. Well, I told Jacob about it today because I just booked mine today and it was $95, which I think is pretty cheap. So, and I think you have to pay like an $11 resort fee or whatever when you get there, which is nothing. I'm used to $20 a.
Literally, like between the four of us, it's literally like $30 a person for one night. So that's a really good deal.
Yeah, that, and then they have the Sky Bar. So if you grab like a couple drinks and then you go back to the hotel room, at least you don't have to worry about driving. So
Exactly, yeah.
I know they're going to have scare zones. I heard they're going to have 4 houses, but I guess that got dwindled down. I don't know what's going on anymore. We talked about this on Friday, and they finally just released the press release today. And let me see if they have it on the page here because we were going to go over it. I know we talked about the Coaster Wars, but I want to give Indiana Beach a little shout out since the new owners are doing a lot better than the old owners did.
Oh yeah.
They just changed their website too again.
Of course.
Oh, they just lowered the tent sites to $19. Promo code 19tent. Halloween Horror starts this weekend. Buy your tickets now. Here's what we know. By the way, guys, you could pay $40 online, or you could buy it on Groupon, and it's only $32 or $24 if you have under a 48-inch person in your party. So go to Groupon, save yourself some money. Let's see.
Or you better and buy a season pass. That way you get all of this year and all of next year.
True, that's another good one.
If I'm gonna buy a season pass, like $70. So not bad at all.
Yeah, the renewal 64 and then the new 69. They don't have all the information out for the Halloween event yet. That's weird. I don't expect that's cool that they redid their website because I didn't like their old website. It's redesigned. It looks a lot better now.
It does.
You saw it too?
Yep.
The old one was really like cluttered. So we've all been to opening weekends at parks and stuff when they do it. So we're not expecting I'll probably go through the houses twice, at least, because the first time around you're gonna it's a learning experience for the scare actors. Yeah. So what else we got here? I think we're about done, aren't we? Got anything else you guys want to say? Or I know because it's first show.
Actually, I'm really ready to ride Lost Coaster at night. That'll be fun.
Lost Coaster and Cornball and Hoosier. What are they running? Did they announce that yet?
I don't know, but probably all of them, I imagine.
Well, I think Thursday's show we'll just discuss maybe news again and talk about certain things. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I won't be here for that, so I'll be at work.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because the Evansville Chamber of Commerce is having a dinner that night, so I'll be there
Okay.
helping out with that.
Thinking maybe we'll skip a show and just do like one maybe live on. I don't know.
That, or if you want to have fun, you can roast my top 10 coasters.
Roast your top 10 coat. Yeah, I'll get that list from you.
You already have it.
Well, Jacob's back to normal. I think. Well, almost back to normal next week. So we can convince him to leave. So, all right. I know you're listening, Jacob.
I don't know. He just texted me. He's like, "Hey, what's up?"
He's fucking.
Same thing we've been doing for the last hour and a half.
Let's see. I'm thinking of. Let's see. What else we got here? Oh, here we go. Saturday, gates and rides open noon to 11. Oh, wait, it's always been noon to 11. That's a long time. So 11 hours? That's a long time.
Yeah.
Sunday, noon to 9. 11 hours. Wow. That's going to be a long day.
Be fun though, but you need to know because if I'm one train ops,
Lost Coaster has a train waiting. Did you see that one video?
no, I haven't.
Oh, because Ian shared with us there's another train that's ready to go. I don't know if I don't even think the crowds are going to be that bad opening weekend. Usually for Halloween events, people usually wait till closer to Halloween to go. So I think you're going to see a lot of people show up in October. But I think this weekend, I don't know. It's supposed to be nice this weekend, isn't it? It's supposed to be like 80 degrees out there.
Yeah, but
So-
all I know is that Indiana Beach is always on Saturdays.
Yeah, it's still not as bad as other parks, so I don't know. I guess we'll find out. During the day, I know it won't be that bad.
Yeah.
At nighttime, the houses will be packed, but I think the rides will be dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're now hiring Halloween scare actors and makeup artists as well over there if you guys are looking. Like we already mentioned in the Thursday show, so if you guys live near a park, they need your help right now. Just participate for like a month. Give them a couple hours of your time to help these Halloween events go in full forward so we could. I think that's it. I'll put the link in the description on G4 so you guys could subscribe to it on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody has any other questions. So, all right. I guess we may have a Thursday show this week. We may not. So if we're not, we will announce it on here. Sorry about the late start today. Usually we're on time on that.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Chris.
But we still had a pretty good showing for the show. Looks like we had a lot of people show up and comment today, so I'm happy about that. So Thursday show, I would like to do something talking about, but we'll save it for next week's show, comparing GCI's hybrid track to the iBox for RMC. I think that'd be a pretty good comparison, even though one of them's newer than the other. Or we might do another coaster war and compare Mystic Timbers to the Beast. That might get a little bit of slack on that.
That's a hard one.
It is for me until I rode the Beast this year, and I changed my opinion majorly. So I don't know. You guys comment below what you guys want to see next week for Coaster Wars. But yeah, that concludes our first episode. This is episode 10, and the podcast will be up later on tonight. You guys are more than welcome to listen to it. And with that being said, this is Chris and Zach and Annika signing off for Midwest Coaster fans. Until next time, thanks again for watching and listening to us.